In this SUP model review, we're going to be looking at the Bravo 20 electric pump. Obviously the pump can be used for lots of different uses, but it really does lend itself to iSUP. We're going to give it a going over and see how many boards it can inflate on one charge as well. This isn't the first Bravo electric pump we've tested. Last year's one was pretty impressive, and this year's one is even bigger and better than last year's. The specifications for this pump: it can pump 125 litres a minute, it has a max pressure of 22 psi, it weighs 3.5 kilograms, and it can inflate and deflate. And the retail price is €250. So first off, let's have a look at what comes with the pump. Looking at the bag, you get a well-made bag that is quite a hard sort of surround that keeps its shape, so the pump all fits in there really nicely. You can use the pump in the bag quite easily, but you will have to remove the nozzle to pack it up. So the pump comes out of there. Let's have a look at the bag. The top of the bag opens up and it's got all of your attachments. To be honest, it's got every single attachment I think you could possibly imagine. You can plug it into your car. If you're inflating your boards from your car battery, you have got to stick it onto your car battery directly and not into a cigarette lighter. That's because obviously the cable and the ampage is too much for a cigarette lighter, so that's something to bear in mind. But you can charge it up from a cigarette lighter. You can charge the battery up from a cigarette lighter, but not inflate the board through the cigarette lighter. Hope you work that one out. Right, various sort of attachments for pumps. Adapter, you can plug it in 110 volt or 240 volts, so America, European, it comes with an American plug, comes with a European plug, and there's a cigarette lighter charger for charging the battery. So it really has got a lot of different attachments to suit however you want to charge it, use it off the mains, or actually charge the battery itself. So it has got something for every occasion there. The pump itself is very simple. It has an on and off switch, and it has an inflate and deflate hole. This pump can inflate and deflate, so it can suck air out your board if you want to pack it really down hard. Maybe you're going on holiday, taking it on an airplane, you want to get as much air out as possible, so you can use this on a deflate setting as well. It has a really solid, secure clip that you just push down and it clips on and it doesn't come off. The hose itself we really like because it's super rubbery. It's not that plasticky sort of material you do get on some of the pumps. This is like a more of a rubber compound material, so you're not going to break it if you stand on it, or you probably even drive over it. It will probably resist a lot of that. Comes with various attachments, so you can obviously pump your kites and airbeds and all that sort of stuff, but it comes with the vital iSUP attachment, which we want to talk about and use today. The built-in pressure gauge is really simple and clear to use, with a movable dial which automatically sets the pressure of the cutoff. So for the test, we were testing this board as we've tested this board with all our other inflation tests we've done with all our other SUP pumps. We inflated the board to 15 psi, so we put the dial around to 15 psi and turned the pump on. On the internet somewhere I read that this pump can do 2 to 4 board inflates, so I knew I was aiming for that sort of thing. So as I said, this board is the board that we've used in all of our other pump tests. It's a 200 litre board and we pumped it up to 15 psi. How many boards did we inflate with this? I'm quite amazed personally. Just under 8. When I mean just under, it got to 14 psi and then the battery stopped and it went, I'm not going to do any more. Just under 8 boards on one sort of battery pack. That is pretty good. I think the one we had last year, the one we did before, was doing about 5. So really, we're really impressed with the amount of battery. Charging wise, we just left it overnight. It has a nice sort of light system up the top here. You see it's green when it's fully charged and happy, orange when it's running out of battery, and red when it's flat. And also when you're charging it up, it goes through those cycles until you see it's green and fully charged. So that's a really nice little feature too. So just under 8 boards. Okay, this is a 200 litre board. It's not a 290, 300 litre board like some of your boards you've got, but it's going to get a lot of inflates on one charge, which is a really good thing. So it's definitely something you can leave on the back of the car. Maybe if you're supping once a week, it's going to get you through a month of uses quite happily going out in the water. So it really is going to speed things up no end. Speed wise, it came in about 3.5 minutes to pump a 200 litre board up, which is pretty quick, to be honest. You're putting a lot of pressure in a board like this, up to 15 psi, so still that's enough time for you to get your wetsuit on, get your stuff out the car, put the fin in, lock everything away and get ready to go paddling. Other good thing about the pump is because it's got a rubber sort of base that's off the base here, when you put it on the concrete or in the bag, it's actually not that noisy. It actually has a much quieter sort of vibrating noise than other pumps that we've tested. So pros and cons and value for money. Well, the pump does exactly what we want it to do. In fact, it does more than what we want it to do. Really well made. Hose is really nice, really soft rubber. They've really thought about everything, so pros are just really fantastic. Cons, maybe we like to have 10 boards out of a charge, but no, that's a bit impossible to achieve at the moment. Obviously batteries are going to get better and better in the future, and I'm sure Bravo will be continuing to do that R&D to make their pumps better. Cons, absolutely nothing wrong with it. Maybe it's a bit expensive, but it's out there with good value, I would have said, for what and the technology it has involved in this bit of machinery. It's pretty good value too. The overall SUP board impressions, definitely the best electric pump we've tested. Very easy to use, great with an automatic cut-off. You can walk off and leave it, go and get a coffee before you go out, and your board will be ready and done to go on the water in no time at all. Hope you found that review interesting and you learned a bit about the Bravo 20 pump. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on SUPboarder, and also check out SUPboarder Pro. See you next time.